Now make we look at how we fit sort and filter data using clauses. The first thing we are going to do now to delete this drop table. We don't want to drop our table again. We don't want to delete our table, so I can just delete them. And then we are left with some of the codes where we don't write before. So make we use this sales table where we don't create before, and before we use them. So you see say this database they highlighted, but not be this database we won't use. Now the EMPDB database we won't use, because now under the sales table there. So we go use the code word use EMPDB. So make we just rerun them. So you see them, you don't highlight them, and then we can now select all the columns from sales. So make we select all the columns from sales. Make we run them. Okay. So now the table where we don't create before be this. So now make we add some conditions. We don't select all the columns from the sales table, and it don't bring out our data. So now make we filter our data using some clauses. So the first clause we are going to use now the where clause. Select all columns from sales where, then we fit enter condition. So let's say where agent's code. Maybe we specify the agent's code. Is equal to 830, and then maybe we end down with a semicolon, and maybe we run them. See the answer it will give us. So you see them. So it don't filter our results, and it don't give us the data of the agent. We get agent's code 830. So we fit even use another clause like let's say the order by clause. So for instance, we include another clause. Let's say order by. So order by, and then we'll say name. Okay. Then we'll end our code with a semicolon. Then we'll run them. See the answer it will give us. So now still the same answer it give us, because we don't give a condition for here. Say the agent's code must be equal to 830. So make we do something. Maybe we just clear this where clause, and then we'll see what it will give us. So to make them easy, make we just put this one for another line, and then we'll put the other clause for another line. Okay, good. So it is easier now. So we'll cancel this particular clause to see how the order by clause works. So to cancel, we fit just delete them, or we fit add just 2 hyphens in front, so that MySQL will treat them as comment. So now we don't add 2 hyphens in front. MySQL they treat them as ordinary comments. So basically, waiting our code say now select all columns from sales and order by name. So make we run them. Maybe we see the answer it will give us. So as we order by name, which is the column name here, it don't order them in alphabetical order. You see them. So make we change the column name and see what it will give us. Make we just call this one Q1, and so make we run them. So you see them. As we order them by column name Q1, it don't order them in descending order. So it means that the smallest will come first, and then increasingly we go have the larger numbers. So now the smallest sale made in Q1 be this, and then now the next to the smallest be this, and so on like that. So now we use clauses to sort and filter data. Another important thing to note now, say these clauses they optional. For example, if we add hyphen to order, make Excel treat them as ordinary comments, and we go left with only this line of code that is to select all the columns from sales. And if we terminate this one with a semicolon, it will still run. So you see, say so these clauses they optional. And another important thing be say the order of the clauses they very important. So it has to be to select from to come first, then where next, and then order by next. So it is very important make we arrange these clauses in order, so that we not go get error message. As we continue for MySQL, it go be easy to familiarize ourselves with the order. So now the optional clauses be this. So even from self they optional. So for this our code, the only keyword we know they optional now the select clause. So make we do something. Make we cancel out the from keyword. So we'll just say select 1 and 2, and then we'll terminate them with a semicolon. We could run them. So you see the result. You don't select 1 and 2. Now only the select keyword, no dey optional. Another thing with the select keyword fit do now say we fit use the select keyword to isolate certain columns where we want in a particular table. So for example, let's say we want to select some columns from the sales table. So if we just say okay, select, okay, maybe we'll see the columns where they there so that we will know the ones where we want to select. And we'll run them first. So let's say now only the names where we want to select from sales. So if we just enter the column name, so name, and then make we run them and see the answer where it will give us. So you see them. So you go return only the name column, which is the selected column in this case. You go return them for us. Make we try another column. Let's say select name and Q1, the sales made in the first quarter from sales, and then make we run this code. So execute. So you go return the name and the sales made in the first quarter. So even the select keyword itself, they work with order. So if we change the order as we arrange this column name, so if we just put the name here, and then we'll just delete this one. So it means say the sales made in the first quarter will come first, and then the name will come second. So we'll check them. So execute. So now the sales made in the first quarter be this, and it comes first, and then the name comes second, because now so we arrange them for here. So now so we fit sort and filter our data using clauses. And I hope so we don't get the understanding of the ordering of clauses. Another way we will fit sort and filter data now using the comparison operators, that is greater than, less than, equal to, and so on. So make we check some of the comparison operators with the. We have the greater than, then we have the less than, we have the equal to, we have the greater than or equal to, then there's the less than or equal to, and then there's a not equal to, or we also use this sign for not equal to. So we fit sort and filter data using these comparison operators. So make we take one or two examples to see how we fit use these comparison operators to filter our data. So for example, make we select the sales table. May we quickly view the table to just refresh our memory. Select all the columns from sales, and then make we run them. Okay, so just to refresh our memory, our agent's code name and the sales made in each quarter of the year. So now maybe we want to filter our data to return the agents or the information of the agents we make more than 100 sales in the second quarter of the year. If we just say select all the columns from sales, then if we just add the where keyword, where Q2 is greater than 100, and then make we run them. So you see them. So now only the data of agents will make more than 100 sales in the second quarter. Now we get. And also if we say make it return only the data of the agents we make less than 100 sales in the second quarter of the year. So now less than sign be this, and then if we just run out. So you see in the Q2 are only sales that are lower than 100, that are lesser than 100. Now you return for us. So make we see an example of the equal to sign. So make we say we need the data of the agents we make 22 sales in the first quarter of the year. So if you just say, so we could just change this one to Q1, and then we could change this one to is equal to 22 sales. Q1 is equal to 22, and then if you run on. So you see only one person made 22 sales in the first quarter of the year. We fit also say make you return the data of the agents wey no make 22 sales in the first quarter of the year. So we go use the not equal to operator. So make we just put am not equal to, and then make we run am. So you see am. So now the data of all the other agents with this wey no make 22 sales. So they either made more than 22 sales or less than 22 sales. Another thing be say we fit combine comparisons to filter our data. For example, let's say we need the data of the agent code wey be say the agent code is greater than 500 and they made more than 100 sales in the second quarter of the year. So if you just say select all the columns from sales where agent code is greater than 500, and then we fit just combine it with the and keyword. So where agent code is greater than 500 and the second quarter, the sales made in the second quarter is greater than 100, and then we'll terminate am with a semicolon, and then make we run am. You don't return the data of the agent code with agent code number greater than 500 and sales greater than 100 made in the second quarter of the year. Another way we fit combine comparisons now to use the or keyword instead of the and I believe say we sabi the difference between and or. So and now to satisfy these two conditions. So the agent code gas dey greater than 500 and the sales made in the second quarter gas dey greater than 100. But if we change this and to or, so wetin this one go come mean now? It go mean say e go return either of these arguments. So either the agent code is greater than 500 or the sales made in the second quarter is greater than 100. So make we run am. So if we run am, you see am, e don give us the data of agents wey be say their agent code greater than 500 or the agent code is greater than 100. So anywhere where we see say the agent code less than 500, like here 356 for Dolapo Oni, the sales made in the second quarter gas dey greater than 100. So either this argument or this argument will be returned. So we don't see as we fit use the or keyword. Another thing where I want just quickly explain to us now the not keyword. So the not keyword basically now just the negation of something. So for example, if we select all the columns from sales where the agent's code are greater than 500, we don't do that one before, but we'll just quickly do them again to explain the not keyword. So now the agent's code will be greater than 500. So if you want to negate this, we fit just say where not. So where not agent code is greater than 500. So if you run this one, it will return the data of the agent where we say their agent code no dey greater than 500. So just like in negation. So make we run am. So you see am. So the agent's codes go dey less than 500. So now how we fit use the not keyword with this. Another keyword where I want make we consider now the between keyword. So make we check as that one dey work. Let's say for instance we want return the data of the agents wey be say their agents code dey between 200 and 500. So we fit just say make we edit this query. So if we say select all the rows from sales, then make we come give them condition where then agent code, where the agent code underscore code. So make we can use our operators. So greater than or equal to 200 and so you see the keyword save don't come. So if you click on or if you type them in full, and agent code is less than or equal to 500. So make we run this one, see what it will give us. So now the answers where you return for us with this. So if you look this agent codes very well, you go see say they made that day greater than or equal to 200 or less than or equal to 500. So basically they are between 200 and 500. So if you scroll down for here, you go see say now the same thing. You go see say they very consistent. So to use the between keyword, wetin we fit do now to just edit them in this way. So if we just say, make we delete this one, where the agent code is between say between 200 and 500. Make we run am and see wetin it will give us. Okay, so you see the same answer. So the agent code with agent code between 200 and 500. So now so if we use the between keyword. So I want make we learn about another keyword, and that is the in keyword. So make we see as the in keyword they work. So let's say, for example, we want to return the data of the agents. We make 31 sales in the first quarter of the year. Let's say 31 sales, 25 sales, and maybe like 38 sales. So if we just maybe edit this. So make we edit this query. So if we say select all the columns from sales where Q1 is equal to 31. So we know the kind answer where this one will give us if we run them. So you see now only the agent will make 31 sales for the first quarter. So let's just add some more data. So we go see how if we use the in keyword. So where Q1 is equal to 31 or Q1 is equal to 25 or Q1 is equal to let's say 38, and then let's run it. So if you run them, it will only return the agents. Maybe say the sales made in Q1 fall under 31 sales, 25 sales, or 38 sales. So if you look at very well, all these agents made either 31, 25, or 38 sales. So instead make we type all this one out in full, we will use the in keyword. And how if we use them, we could just say where Q1 in, and then in bracket we could put all the values where we want to make a return for us. So in this case 38, 25, and 31. So if we close the bracket and end with a semicolon, if we just run them, so you see it will give us the same answer we give us initially.